Hey everybody, welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
Oh, you like your DC comics, do you? Well, here's another.
Oh no. Is this a
It's
Be
all
Careful
the
What You
DC.
Wish For
We're
episode?
Yeah, it is. Amazon's Attack.
Oh.
Wonder Woman event.
Oh,
Massive
we don't do
DC
many of
comics.
these.
No, it's true, and neither does DC. DC was in a weird place and heading towards a weirder place. 52 had just happened. Well, and here's the thing, 52 is awesome, and we still haven't done it.
We haven't done it.
And I love it.
A huge book.
And they're just so mad at me for not doing it. And it's like,
okay.
hey,
No, the
I
book
was thinking
52,
of
not
New
the movie.
52.
No.
New 52 won't happen for another 4 years after this event. They will have done too many Amazon's attacks and then need to do a New 52. No, they just found an opportunity and they took it. Listen, they got their money and that's what they care about. And that's the thing about comic books and the comic book industry is that it doesn't matter how well reviewed or critically acclaimed a comic book is. If it didn't sell well, the publisher views it as a unmitigated failure.
Right.
They look at it with disdain and hate.
But look at, what it brought to the table. Look
Right.
at these changes.
Look at the
These are
changes we
progressive.
did. Garbage. If it didn't sell, it was worthless. It was actually worse than worthless because we spent money
Yeah, it cost us money.
that we didn't make back
Yeah.
to make this critical darling. Fuck you. Like, that's how they feel about critical darlings that don't sell. Thankfully, this was neither. Amazon's Attack takes place at... Okay, so 52. We haven't gotten into 52
Yeah, we have
yet.
no idea what happens in
But 52 is awesome, and the idea was it was a book a week for 52 weeks. And that story arc encompassed a bunch of characters who didn't normally get the limelight. And that idea was so successful that DiDio was like, let's do that again, but where I care more about what happens and I have more influence over the direction, and that was Countdown. And Countdown was just 52-2, or reportedly, according to
Sources.
that cite Dan DiDio, it was a better 52. Hilariously, it is 1,000 times worse. It is a joke to call it that, and he did it supposedly in earnest. So Countdown is garbage. And it's another 52. So we did this weekly series that everyone's like, fuck yes! And every week they're like, holy shit! And adding new characters to the universe or giving new agency to old characters, just really changing the game. And then DiDio's like, me too! And then Countdown. And Countdown is fucking horseshit. And that dovetails into Final Crisis, which, regardless of how you feel, at least is an idea. It's Grant Morrison's idea, and it's
Insane.
sucking your own dick, but it's still a thing.
Right.
Final Crisis is a concept, but in between Infinite Crisis and Final Crisis, they had 52, Countdown, and Amazon's Attack. Amazon's Attack was an idea that DC had originally with like, I got 2 words for you. Amazon's Attack. And it'll dovetail right into Infinite Crisis. And then they didn't, and they kept it on like a whiteboard somewhere, and after Infinite Crisis had been over, they were like, hey, what's this Amazon's Attack? And they're like,
yeah.
oh, I don't know, go for it. So they did, and this is the result, is Amazon's Attack, which is an event that's going on at the exact same time as another event called Countdown.
Okay.
Now,
that's confusing.
Where is Wonder Woman at this point? Because it's a Wonder Woman event, and she only appears in maybe 1/10 of the book. Well, she had assassinated Maxwell Lord to give up control of his mind control over Superman,
Oh.
and that earned her...
Yikes.
I mean, that's a pretty extreme way of getting someone to give up mind control.
Well, he said you'd have to kill me to do it. And
Right.
she used the lasso of truth on him, and so she knew there was only one way to stop
It's like
him.
there's only one way to stop me.
Yep.
You have to kill me.
You have to kill me. She's like, okay, boom. And without remorse, unblinking,
Right.
she snapped his neck like around his shoulders.
Oh,
and
yikes.
he arranged for that to be seen across the world via broadcast. So the world sees that, and they're like, regardless of context, fuck Wonder Woman. And the world is like, boo, including Superman and Batman.
I
who are
don't
like,
understand. If Superman does that to someone, the crowds cheer.
Yes, well, that's
Well,
only,
not yet, though.
only on film. In the comic books, it's something else entirely. And so Batman and Superman are like, "What? We don't kill people. What the hell?" And so they're really mad at her, and
Yeah.
she's on the shit list for the Justice League for a while.
Right.
Superman should not be upset with her. He was mind controlled.
Neither should Batman, because Batman should be afraid of what someone mind controlling Superman can do to the world.
Yes. But
He should have been
also-
like, "There's no other way. We
kinda-
can't." It's like if Superman goes bad. I guess he would be like, "No, I'm supposed to kill Superman in
that's-
that scenario."
Wait, whoa! I was supposed to be there to
I
do
can
that.
kill somebody, but
Yeah.
it can't be a person.
No, that's
It has
right.
to be a hero.
I can only kill a demigod.
Exactly. I wouldn't have
No-
killed
no
Maxwell
normal
Lord. I would have
person.
killed Superman.
I would have killed one of my friends.
That
Yeah.
would have been the right thing to do.
Exactly.
What's wrong with you, Batman?
And I would have been willing to make that sacrifice.
Right.
Because Batman is a raging hypocrite.
Yeah.
DC's like, so we got to keep making Wonder Woman books, but we really don't want to. We don't care. And so she has her own book, and they kind of relaunched it, and they have these awesome Terry Dodson
Does
covers.
no one want to write for Wonder Woman?
I think a lot of people do, but DC's like, yeah, but we only trust the worst writers to work for Wonder Woman. Like, they have good writers. Like, George Perez loved Wonder Woman, and he loved her so much that he wrote the second worst Wonder Woman event of all time to celebrate her, because she was hitting an anniversary and DC had no plans for that, and he's like, no, she's important. Like, people vehemently defend. Gail Simone loves Wonder Woman, like, and wrote for her. I don't really like George Perez's Wonder Woman. I don't really like Gail Simone's Wonder Woman. I really don't like a lot of Wonder Woman stories. She doesn't really connect with me. Rather, I don't connect with her. She's been around longer. So I feel like, I don't know, I don't have a good entry point for that character, but I appreciate that she exists, and I'm glad they make Wonder Woman books, and sometimes, Daniel Warren Johnson shows up and draws an album cover that's a comic book, and I'm like, yeah! Look at her whipping spines! Awesome! I don't begrudge DC being like, I don't know what to do, but like, your job's to figure it out.
Right.
I don't know what to do with Booster Gold either, but you give them to somebody who gets them. Maybe not like Tom King or something, but like somebody else. Like Dan Jurgens, who loves that character and just wants to tell Booster Gold stories until he's blue and gold in the face. But anyway, so Wonder Woman's in a weird place where at that point she's in her own book that's being basically relaunched, and it is, and I've read it, horrible. Like, it is, it's inexcusable. Like, I had to check the year. I was like, when was this book? 2007? There's no excuse for this at this point. No one has any agency. Everything is stupid.
Does she not like hold true to the character or ideals of Wonder Woman?
Not really. I mean, she kind of does, but like, not really.
All right.
It's just a disaster. It's a disaster of a book. It needs to be stolen from their cold dead hands. And I'm just like, I can't believe that book went as long as it did. We don't have the trade. Thankfully, it doesn't matter. By chapter 3, you're in such an existential quandary, nothing matters. And so, like, you should be reading Wonder Woman to understand, but you don't want to understand anything anymore. So you're just moving on. And it's just like, you just want to get through it. You just want to be over.
It's going to be over in more time if you read the tie-ins.
Yes.
So.
And then it's over, and then and you're like, oh, good. And then it goes,
Why? Why was that there extra?
just a little quick tap.
Oh,
Why did you do this? So Amazon's Attack only has like 2 or 3 tie-ins. It's of course connected to the main Wonder Woman book that's happening at the same time.
Okay.
So like I'll grant you that. If it's a Wonder Woman centric event,
There should be
I would
Wonder Woman
assume
tie-in,
that there's
yeah.
reference to it, or at the very least that the Wonder Woman book supports.
There's no
Amazon's
like
Attack.
Green Lantern tie-in or
No,
anything?
no Green Lantern tie-ins. There is a connection to Catwoman.
Oh.
There's a Catwoman tie-in.
Okay.
There's a Titans tie-in, and there's a Countdown tie-in, but only because I assume DiDio's like, and get Countdown in there too.
Yep.
Because there's a moment in this book where you're just like, why did that happen?
Where it just breaks.
It just stops, and it goes like, if you want to know what's happening here, pick up Countdown number whatever the hell.
Well, I don't.
Anyway,
then
no
I-
time for that.
by the
Back
way-
to Amazon's Attack.
Yeah, and then I did, and I read it. I'm like, get fucked. This is why I have a problem with tie-ins. But thankfully, because the Wonder Woman book itself is awful, the tie-ins are both essential and irrelevant. They're Schrodinger's tie-ins, where they are both totally irrelevant and completely necessary.
Do they make it better?
No.
Do they make it make more sense?
Yes. Technically it does, because it provides context for things that are happening.
Right.
More information.
To understand why things happen.
Yes.
But it doesn't make it better.
Right, but like I said, by the time you're at chapter 4 or 5, nothing matters anymore. You just want it to be over.
Yeah.
So,
You could just stop buying and reading it.
yeah, no, it's a sunk cost fallacy. I'm already in it.
Yep.
I gotta know what happens to Wonder Woman. What's happening with Wonder Woman? Well, in the Wonder Woman book, she has leaned into the idea of having a secret identity.
What?
Huh.
After having slaughtered Maxwell Lord on live TV.
She's like, I want to be
Maybe
able
I
to
shouldn't
not
be
Wonder
Woman.
Yeah, I want to be. Well, I need to be Wonder Woman, but sometimes I want to like not be Wonder Woman.
Yeah, because every time I'm Wonder Woman now, people yell at me for
Exactly.
being a murderer. So I need a break from it.
I need a
sometimes.
break. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and she's been an ambassador to Man's World, and she's legitimately been like a diplomat before, so she has a lot of experience and a lot of connection with Man's World. So the job she gets is as a secret identity to get away from being Wonder Woman. She works for the Department of Metahuman Affairs.
Right. Well,
Like,
she is an
At
expert.
least she's not a reporter.
Yeah. It's like she was reading a Spider-Man comic. She's like, I love the delicious irony of Peter Parker working for the guy who hates Spider-Man and selling his own identity to the guy.
Right.
So I'm going to work for the Department of Metahuman Affairs who wants to arrest Wonder Woman. And I'll be like, I'm just really incompetent at my job. I can't find her. It's just horrible.
So weird. You look exactly like her.
Oh yeah, and she doesn't like wear deliberately frumpy clothes. Like she wears form-fitting unitards as part of her outfit. She's like, "This is what I wear," and I'm like, "No one else in the department wears that." So I'm sorry, I'm just used to showing it off. And it's
No
like,
one knows. No one else looks like this. That's
No.
why they're not pulling it off. I'll wear this.
I
My God, you're Wonder Woman. Snap.
Yep.
So she's assigned to a dude whose code name is Nemesis, and he is a douche nozzle and a half. And he thinks that Diana Prince, her secret identity, is like incompetent and stupid. And eventually, he just figures out she's Wonder Woman like off panel
Oh.
because it's stupid.
Because someone whispered on the street, "Hey, is that Wonder Woman?"
Oh shit! Yeah, no, that's definitely Wonder Woman. Good call, thanks. Anyway, Diana, let's look for Wonder Woman. Like that's basically their relationship, but also that they like.
Did she not pick a new name? She's still going with Diana Prince?
Yeah.
Well, no one probably figured out originally
No.
who Diana Prince was, right? So
She didn't like
still
use-
hanging around.
I feel like in some book, like maybe the one that she literally wrote about being Wonder Woman.
You think maybe
It
that
would
might
come
come
up.
up. Maybe it was retconned after one of the crises.
Yeah, Infinite Crisis.
Maybe
Except
she
they,
never
like,
was Diana Prince.
No, she definitely was because
okay.
like Infinite Crisis just added more. It didn't take
Oh,
away.
okay.
If it was post-Crisis, I'd be like, yeah, maybe. But after Infinite Crisis, it's like it's all gravy, baby.
Who knows?
If people know you had a kangaroo growing up, then they definitely know your name was Diana Prince. But anyway, so there are a couple players. I just threw out another one, Nemesis.
Yeah,
This dude
Nemesis.
who wants to doink Wonder Woman and who definitely wants to doink him, but there is no chemistry, and he's a raging misogynist, and she just thinks that's hot or something. It's just so poorly written. The relationship is just a disaster. But
Right.
in that, there's this whole thing about like them working together to go capture Wonder Woman, and then they just don't, because she's Wonder Woman.
Right.
Yeah, you're
If
never
they
going to
can't.
find her.
But don't
Yeah.
worry, because Wonder Woman actually does get captured anyway, and she is held without bail under the facility in like a secret base where she is being interrogated, and not for crimes against humanity or for the murder of Maxwell Lord or what she might do in the future, or maybe the fact that she lives on an island full of militant warrior-like
Yeah, just
people
waiting to take
who are just
over?
waiting to take over. No, maybe the Amazons might attack. Nope, nothing like that. They want access to an old like pre-crisis weapon, because on Themyscira they have this thing called the Purple Healing Ray, and the Purple Healing Ray, which is literally called, is purple. It's a ray,
And it heals you.
and it heals you.
Right,
And
that's how they're able to, heal.
right.
Is that how they stay young? Is that were
No.
that the pools in the movie?
No, it's not.
no,
No,
it's a separate thing.
Yeah, that's a very separate thing. Although the Amazons themselves are real people that were like transformed into Amazonians. It's just it's complicated.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, no,
That is very
the
weird.
I didn't know
post
that.
George Perez origin. This is why it's hard to get into Wonder Woman.
Well, they keep
'Cause it's like,
changing everything.
Is she made out of clay? Is she a daughter of?
Yeah.
Zeus?
Are they
Like,
the
what-
Amazons from Legend? Are
Right.
they something else?
Are they?
What are
yeah,
they?
well, what the fuck is happening? And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, right. Like that's DC just going like, oh,
Oh, well,
I don't really know.
What did the last guy say?
Right. And
I have an idea. Shut up and buy this book.
Yeah, they want the opposite. They want the Purple Death Ray, which is a real thing that also is called that, but also has virtually...
Don't ever put your purple healing ray
Near
next to
the-
your purple death ray.
Right.
You'll get them confused.
Yeah, I know. Well, they're both purple. It's like, okay, here you go. Ah! Oh, damn
Oh, wrong
Sorry,
one.
Grandma.
it. We got to put a label on this thing or something.
No!
It's not our way. So they want the purple death ray or whatever. Here's the thing: is that like I guess I can imagine in some like post-Infinite Crisis world that the Department of Metahuman Affairs or some rogue agent thereof would want access to untold Amazonian technology that could be used to get a leg up on the metahuman problem or some shit.
I like this untold Amazonian technology.
Right.
Now, here's the technology that we have. It's called a boat.
Yeah, or a spear. We just actually revolutionized this. It's called a bow and arrow. You can send a spear farther than you normally can throw it with this piece of elastic rope.
They're like, oh my god.
That is sorcery. Snap, burn, moving on. So Wonder Woman is like arrested without bail or whatever.
Yeah,
and
for a different reason than she should be.
Yeah,
Naturally.
not by
Okay.
the Metahuman Affairs Department.
Well, no,
No,
yes,
it
by
is
them,
by them, yeah.
but it's by the...
But for like a secret clandestine reason.
Exactly.
Right.
And then it turns out it's an imposter that's being used who is trying to get that, but maybe not. Actually, they're being guided by Circe, a Wonder Woman villain who's like a sorceress, and her whole thing is she hates Wonder Woman and the Amazonians as well.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah, her daughter was actually killed. Well, not really killed, but more taken away. It doesn't matter. But like she's sad about it in the first issue, and then never references it again. So it's like it might come up if you ever like
First
leaf
issue
through
of Amazon's Attack?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, an Amazonian references that, and then Circe kills the Amazonian for referencing it, as if the writer Will Pfeiffer, and I say Pfeiffer because I heard on a podcast someone introduce him as Will Pfeiffer,
Yes.
but
Like Michelle.
But
Like
yeah,
yeah.
but hearing them say Pfeiffer, I'm like, all right, well maybe it's like Topher Grace, like no one's called Topher, and that's why you went with Topher,
Right.
And Michelle Pfeiffer, everyone says it as Pfeiffer, but maybe you want to be different. I don't know, but
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Michelle ruining my last
exactly,
name.
it's Pfeiffer.
It's got a P in it.
Right, and he was on that show, so he would have corrected it if it was wrong. And,
Right.
and he didn't.
No.
So
That's the thing.
it's
is
the Pfeiffer. You had your chance to correct it.
Nor were they laughing. Like that
Right.
was an ongoing thing.
No,
Like
just-
whenever
All right,
people read.
Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
All right,
Can you
buddy.
pass me a kniff?
So are we
Maybe-
in the book yet?
We're getting there.
Oh, okay.
So-
Because you said in the first issue,
Well,
Cersei's daughter gets kidnapped.
Well, she's referenced. No. Her daughter is
Oh.
dead or off the table or something. My point is that an Amazonian references it. Cersei
see.
kills them, and maybe that's Will's way of saying, don't worry about it.
Right.
Like if you ask those
Right.
kind of questions,
I'll
then like
fucking
Cersei
kill
will
you.
fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Like
If you care about continuity, don't read this book.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
assume that's the case because like this book is nothing but like mean-spirited and obvious and stupid. So Amazon's so Wonder Woman's missing, and Cersei is at the kind of core of the problem.
Okay.
She's manipulating rogue agents to impersonate other agents to kidnap her in the first place. She's also used a portion of her soul to resurrect Hippolyta, Wonder Woman's mother, who had been dead at this point, but is now recently resurrected, which happens practically off camera.
Wait,
and
Wonder Woman did that or Cersei did that?
Cersei brought back Hippolyta from the dead, and Hippolyta returned with this like bloodlust because Cersei's like, yo, Hippolyta, your daughter Diana, she's been kidnapped by Mansworld, and you gotta fucking attack. You gotta get the Amazons to attack.
Right.
And so they do.
I see.
It's-
So it's
She
all
brought back her mom, though. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty
Well,
sweet.
that's pretty cool, but it's all part of her
Machinations,
machinations to
yes.
have the Amazons attack.
Exactly.
She's working both sides.
She's working every side,
Yeah.
and she's doing it for reasons that shift.
Oh,
Like
That's not good.
she has an ultimate plan, and then
Right.
she has another ultimate plan that supersedes that ultimate plan,
Oh.
but doesn't at any point go, that ultimate plan sucks. I'm gonna make a new ultimate plan. She just says like it's all part of the ultimate
she
plan.
pretends like it's all related, but it's
Right,
really not.
but actually it's more like each time she fails, she comes up with a new ultimate plan.
Failing was part of my ultimate plan.
Yeah, and if that were the
Yes.
case,
Yeah.
that'd be hilarious, but it's not. It's just that like Pfeiffer wants to keep doing it. Like,
Right.
he just needs to drag it out into 6 issues.
Right.
Because if anybody didn't act like an insane moron, the book would be over.
Right.
But I mentioned the trade paperback and the fact that like it had no tie-ins in it. What's amazing is, as I said, the Wonder Woman book and in fact the Catwoman book as well have crucial, important tie-ins that explain context. Also Titans, and they are not in either collected edition, either the hardcover or the softcover. I don't have it, and I wish I did because I want to show you, but it's out of print and it's hard to find. And I called 12 comic book stores
Oh, damn.
this morning to try and get it. And all I have is it in singles.
Right.
Nobody has it. And Amazon has it for like way too much, like more than $1. So I'm not going to spend it and I'm not going to buy it. But in the trades, in between the chapters, they have a little page with paragraphs in them that recap what happened in the tie-ins. Because the book is like
Cliff's Notes for the tie-ins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the book is like, well, there's no way that you shouldn't know what happens, but we'll be damned if we make this trade longer than it has to be.
Yeah, because then we'll
Much
have to
like when
charge
you were
more
reading
for
this,
it,
you're
no
just
one
like,
will buy it.
if there's one more issue to this, I'm just not going to read it.
No, I had to finish it, but like, yes, it is a disaster.
Yeah.
I read every tie-in. They're horrible. And I don't need them, but you do. Because Amazon's Attacks opens in Washington, D.C. Because basically, I don't know if Marvel did this when they had the Squadron Supreme, which is their analog for the Justice League.
Yeah.
Their base of operations is in Washington, D.C. And they keep referring to the fact that they're in D.C.
Right.
And I'm like, haha, that's cute. Not really, but whatever. But I wasn't sure if like they're trying to metatextually be like, Amazons are attacking DC, like DC itself is under attack, but the DC, the capital of the United States, is the epicenter of the attack.
Right.
So there's a dad and his son, and they're at the Lincoln Memorial, and the son asks the father about Lincoln, and he immediately goes to, well, okay, so Lincoln one time went to this theater. Like, that's going to be a great story to tell your son.
Oh my God.
And then there's like a big explosion, and I'm going to cut to the quick, it's a boom tube. But why do the Amazons have access to boom tube technology? It does matter, but it won't matter until it doesn't matter anymore. So what matters is the Amazons are attacking. Like literally just all of the mascara empties into DC and they slaughter both the father and his son.
Oh,
One hell of a
God.
boom tube.
Yeah.
What? They're killing random civilians?
Oh yeah. They immediately start killing
Why?
civilians. Because that's
Well,
what
they're attacking.
do. The Amazons are attacking, Ethan.
Well, yeah,
Because
but why were they convinced to do this?
Because when Hippolyta came back to life, Cersei's like, man's world stole Wonder Woman. We gotta go and attack Earth. And she's like, yeah, let's do it. Fuck man's world. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Fuck man's world. Let's do this.
I always wanted to just
Get
fuck them up.
everybody. And then everybody is like, yeah. And there's a couple of characters in this book who
Maybe
are...
we should not.
No, let's do... There's no one who does that. Nobody goes, maybe we should not. There are a couple of characters who go, this is getting a little out of hand, and maybe we should stop, but they only say it to each other quietly
Right.
and never do anything about it. And then at the end, a character shows up and admonishes them for doing that. But like never is there any point where anyone goes, hey, Hippolyta, what? Shh. And then just kills her. Nor does nobody does anything that makes any sense.
So it's like the Amazons were always just
waiting for it.
And finally they just need it. Like they were being kept under
Looking for any
control
excuse.
by their leadership.
Yeah.
And finally the leader's like, no, you know what? Let's just do it.
Yes.
Let's just kill everyone.
Well,
And they brought dinosaurs and orcs.
Oh, yeah. Orcs and
Excuse me,
shit.
those are not dinosaurs.
With the
Those
Cyclops.
are creatures of myth and
And,
legend,
yeah.
Ben. But actually, Themyscira had been at this point more like a constitutional democracy.
Oh.
Which is kind of funny because they just throw that right out the window, like because Pfeiffer didn't read that shit and doesn't care. Neither did the one who was writing Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Two different
man.
writers, by the way, which is why they don't line up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just
sucks.
remembering reading the tie-ins and I'm just like, oh, damn it. But anyway, so yeah, there was democracy, which kind of makes sense because, Grecian inspired.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And DC is like in ruins in like a matter of hours.
Right.
And by the way, I don't even know how long Amazon's attack takes place in the actual timeline.
Right. Is
But
it
it doesn't
days?
fucking matter.
Is it
It's
hours?
days, weeks, it doesn't matter. So the president's under attack by Amazonians. They immediately breach the White House with
Yeah.
their spears and bows and arrows.
Yeah.
And then right before, and by the way, like we've seen the example, the only example we see of the Amazonians attacking is them just beheading a father and slaughtering his son.
Well, yeah, that's why they can't, go home and get their weapons and uprise.
Right.
Right.
Right. It's not like, no, because the Amazonians have access to man's world. Like, they've worked with them. They've had diplomats come and visit. Like, they know what man's world is capable of. They know that, like, it's not a warrior race. Like, yes, we have a military, but, like, every man, woman, and child on, like, planet Earth doesn't have, like, a fucking cache.
And that was their first
Yeah,
mistake.
exactly. And that's their attitude. Is like they're all just like warmongering lunatics. But your context for this is just like they slaughter these people. So it's like, oh well, they must just be rolling through the streets of DC.
Yeah.
Just killing shop owners and shit.
Right.
But they're
Yeah.
not.
It was
They're
just
not,
like
though.
just the ones in the immediate vicinity of where they boom tubed in.
Yes.
It's like,
And I'm
well, there's targets of opportunity
it's-
all around.
but it's
I'm not going to go
fucking-
looking for
It's
them.
DC, it's the Lincoln Memorial. The thing is mobbed every day.
Well, they do show a scene of like one panel of like people running
right.
in terror.
Yes, that one panel has all the people in it because every other panel,
There's no
no humans
civilians.
in it.
Yep.
So the president is under attack. The wall explodes. From my assumption is explosive.
A very powerful bow and arrow.
A very powerful bow and arrow. And
Just fired it really
Well,
hard.
from one of these siege engines they have here, they have a.
oh, they do have
I'm
like
not
trebuchets
sure what
and
they
whatnot.
are. I guess they're trebuchets. It's a little unclear.
It's a little unclear.
Maybe they're ballistas.
Well, here's the thing: is that they
Oh
don't.
no, they're catapults that
yeah, but they don't explain where. Batman says later that the Amazonians and the Themyscirians don't have access to technology, which is
Okay.
just erroneous.
And that's so wrong.
It's just so wrong. They literally
have aqueducts.
They have a
That's
purple death
technology.
ray.
Well, yeah, no, that's
Presumably.
magic.
They have a purple health ray.
No, they have
No,
both.
they have the death ray as well.
They do have a death ray. It's just that nobody uses
Isn't
it.
it magic based? Oh.
I mean, isn't that just
I mean,
technology
yes.
we don't understand?
No, not in DC.
Not DC. No, it's just straight up magic.
It's supposed to be magic.
But Cersei's also magic, and she's kind of making things. Clearly, it's all machinations from Cersei.
Right.
But the Secret Service agents are immediately taken down, and it's just like the president would be dead. But then the Themyscirians are electrocuted because Black Lightning shows up. Black Lightning's like, monitor duty usually is really boring. He makes that joke to 3 different audiences, which I think is hilarious because like. It's just bad writing, but I like to think, because I'm just trying to make it work in my head, that Black Lightning is just so desperate for attention and for validation that he is just like, he's like, oh, I really like that line, but I only used it on the president. He's not going to tell anybody. So like each new audience he has that ask him what happens, he says it to.
That's awesome. I like to think it's not that is a
That's
choice.
deliberate.
Yeah, no, he's like a dork.
Yeah, except he's not. That's not Black Lightning at all, but
Oh.
whatever. So Black Lightning saves the day.
So he was. Is he on a team?
Yeah, he's a Justice Leaguer.
Oh, okay.
The Justice League is expansive and sprawling.
Okay.
Technically, Black Canary, I believe, is the head of the Justice League right now.
Oh.
She will appear in the book.
All right.
That is all that she does in this book.
Okay.
She appears in it. She also is used as a weird sex joke in the Wonder Woman book. Because, like, at least 2 or 3 times, Wonder Woman and Nemesis, her would-be love interest, fly into an area that's being used for strategic advantage in the Amazonian DC war.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman, drops Nemesis on Black Canary. And Nemesis is like, hi, like, you're a soft landing, ho-ho, what's up? And she's like, rah! She never
Oh,
razz him.
good thing. Oh, she doesn't rise.
Damn it.
She should have.
She
That's
more
what should
like-
have happened.
She actually, what she really ends up doing is more like crossing her arms and looking annoyed.
Okay.
Then the Themyscirians just roll in and take shit over.
Yeah, but they only send
We have
2
a
people to get
military.
the president.
Yeah.
Black Lightning kills those 2,
Yeah,
and then
but-
it's just the president's fine.
That's right.
The attack is over. They sent 2 people.
That's
into the
right.
White House.
Take 2
To
people.
the seat of American power.
Yeah.
They're not very good at military
There are
strategists.
thousands of people that go kill that dad and his son.
Yeah.
But the president of the United States.
Yeah, why did they boom tube into the National Mall? There's nothing there.
Oh, it's a great, it's a
staging area, I guess,
And
yeah.
in fact, I guess you can see, Hippolyta picks like a location for herself.
Yeah.
She picks the Smithsonian. She sits
It's
in a big
because
chair.
it looks like
Yeah.
home.
right.
It's all columns and shit.
And she says, like, look at this affront to our heritage. Burn it all down. And so they like wreck all our monuments and stuff.
Oh,
you know.
great.
But don't worry, Superman puts it back up because the first thing to do is attack the Washington Monument. But in no panels in either Wonder Woman or Amazon's attack is the Washington Monument destroyed, even though it definitely would be, and she gives the order and shows it gets destroyed.
It should be. It's a dick joke.
Yeah, totally. But
Right.
Superman puts the monument back up in one panel of one of the tie-ins.
Okay.
So,
like, it was destroyed. Like, we got to send, like, engineering teams
oh, I know.
in
No,
to,
Superman
like...
just puts it right back on and he goes, whew, and it's there.
There.
Or maybe he goes, "Brr," like maybe
Right,
he
he
melts,
melts
he
them.
melts the stone.
Yeah, but it
The
still keeps its-
masonry.
Yeah.
It still keeps its structure perfectly.
Yeah, naturally. Oh, you could just send tours up there now.
Yeah,
problem.
no, we can't. It's going to be closed for years. While we, verify that it's actually back together.
Exactly.
The interior structure is crumbling. I mean, it looks fine on the outside, Superman, but there's stairs and stuff inside. It's all destroyed.
It's all wrecked.
No, in addition to being super genius, I'm also an engineer.
Yeah.
An architect.
I'm a super architect.
Yeah,
I
I'll
fixed it.
use that power I had in what is it, Superman 4?
Yes,
or
where I
3,
look
I look at
and I
rocks
rebuild
and they
it.
rebuild into a wall.
I have the power to have no budget for this story and then have to just do that. New power for Superman. How about that? Oh shit, we're out of money. So Circe is Hippolyta's right-hand woman, which of course is like,
Why?
Oh, well then Hippolyta must be like under mind control by Circe,
Right.
or maybe it's like an illusion or
Because
something.
she knows Circe's like evil, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But she's more like, yeah, Circe, this is awesome. I know we've been like, we've been enemies in the past, but I love this idea of just murdering man's world.
I mean, you brought her back to life.
Yeah, but she doesn't go like, I gave you life and I could take it away. Like she's
Right.
just
Just
That would
for
be
no
better.
reason, Hippolyta's just listening to her.
Yeah.
That would be a lot
yeah.
better if it's like, I'm under her thumb.
Right.
If I don't do what she says, she'll send me back.
Right. That'd be something, but it's not. Instead, it's nothing like everything in Amazon's attack. So, the world is, well, at least DC is a disaster.
Right. Okay.
And
Sweet.
Oh my God, she cut the head off Lincoln.
she did
God.
as a gesture. It's metaphorical. The Air Force is scrambled. They're going to attack
yeah.
them. They talk about women with no respect.
Yeah,
even
they
though-
get set for a strafing run on all those little ladies below.
One of the pilots is a woman, by the way.
Yeah.
Who's like, oh my God. And I love that she says, oh my God. And I'm thinking maybe she's saying, oh my God, to the devastation below her, but maybe she's saying it to her colleague who's
Yeah.
just flippantly think, oh, women are attacking DC? That means all bets are off. My misogyny could I could helicopter dick this whole operation.
They gave me a green light to
Yeah.
be an asshole. All right, well.
So that's happening.
So
Oh
that
no,
happened.
Don't
Fox
worry.
1 is away. Oh, I hit my own team. Oh,
Oops.
Oh, well.
By the way,
Sorry.
They get taken down by spears.
The planes do?
Yeah, they do.
Spears?
Well, spears and bows and arrows.
Right.
The female pilot gets arrowed through the throat. She manages to crash land and survive, only for the Amazonians to track her plane.
Oh.
Well, her
Got an
landing.
arrow through the throat.
Yeah,
well,
and
it's
then
like it just missed her windpipe
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
and her jugular.
right, and then they stab her in the heart with a spear.
Oh. Just
So-
so you know that like they don't discriminate between
That's right.
men and women.
No, even though they absolutely do, because the whole thing is about destroying
They
man.
hate men the most, but that woman was working
For men.
the patriarchy.
She could have chosen not to go.
Yeah.
I tried to shoot her right through the Adam's apple,
Yeah.
but it wasn't there.
She's actually the worst one. She's a traitor.
Right, and it would have been interesting if like that was a thing in this book, because it's an event, right? It's a big thing. It's a world.
Yeah, we're gonna-
sprawling event.
We're gonna free man's world
Right.
from man.
Yes, and like so they send like recruitment Themyscirians out. Like there are women who join the armies. You know what I mean?
That would
Like,
be
so,
so-
like fuck the patriarchy, I'm in. Like
Right.
no,
Yeah, let's break that glass ceiling.
that does not happen.
No.
No, everyone's just like this is fucking messed
No,
up.
that would be an idea.
Yeah, and instead, no idea. No, what's worse is that there are too many ideas thrown at this book, but none of them good.
They successfully defended the president,
Yes, but no one else.
but no one else.
No. The Department of Metahuman Affairs calls Batman because, like, I don't know. And so Batman's like, just a minute. Like, Batman is written...
What, I'm busy?
He's like, no, he's like, oh, it's going to take me a minute to get there. But, like, he is written so out of character, it's just a joke. Like, he might as well just not be Batman. It's not that, like, he's not being Batman. I'm just mentioning it because he says shit that I'm like, no version of Batman would say that. Like, just outrageous. Like, he's holding on to Superman. He's not like scrambling Superman to do this because Superman would end this war in a heartbeat. By the way,
Right.
he also isn't like dispatched like the Themyscirians shoot the purple death ray at like, I don't know, Mars or something, like some populated world. And so Superman's got to go over there. Superman is boots on the ground with the team, and he is just as ineffectual as everybody else in this book.
Okay, so is Batman? Are they calling Batman because he's running the Justice League?
Well, he doesn't.
So why are they talking to Batman? Why is Batman on a gigantic screen, like talking
Because
to him?
Batman took the call.
So Black Lightning was on
Monitor
monitor
duty.
duty, and Batman is on secretary duty.
Yes.
Today.
Hold, please.
Okay, weird. All right.
Yeah. He also apparently has dispatch duty. He's the dispatcher of the
Okay, so is
Justice
he
League.
sending heroes out to do something?
He intends to and eventually does,
Wow.
but it's like he, for no reason, just says like, oh shit, what? First of all, don't call me. Secondly, Clark, send everybody.
Okay.
So, whatever. But it also, the reason why that scene's there is to allude to the fact that the head of the department is also, under lock and key, that he's been replaced.
He's been replaced by a double.
Yes.
Oh, no.
That's right. A
Dun,
double
dun, dun.
named Everyman. Because he can be every man, you see. By the way, I should also point out that the covers are dope. Like, they're fun.
Yeah, they were fun.
They're the best thing about the book.
Yeah. I like that they showcase this, like, battle cat-like creature that they ride
They
on,
are
but
not
they're not
in-
in the book.
That's
I mean,
a
you see them.
manticore even.
Yeah, whatever.
They have Lord of the Rings trolls.
Yeah. And
Which, by the way, don't do anything cool.
No.
It's not like
they're
they
just walking around.
Yeah, like
I'm prostating.
If I were in
that right?
charge, sure. If I were in charge of a, like, I don't know, out of time mythological army of warrior women and beasts, you know, I'd be like, if I had one cave troll, I'd be like, all right, cave troll, literally just walk up the eastern seaboard.
Just wreck everything.
Just
yeah.
smash everything until you get to Maine.
We'll send the troll after the president.
Right. That'd be kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, you know, you see these women and they're like, you know, the Amazonians and the Themysciras are cool. And they got like cool battle armor, but like, you know, it must be hard to draw all the time. But, you know, they send this troll and then you got this fun scene of like the president being like chased by a troll and the Secret Service are being eaten by the troll and all this tension.
yeah.
And then Black Lightning can like zap the troll.
Yeah.
But no.
At least there's a threat instead of just two Amazons.
Two Amazons.
We should say Cyclops instead of troll, because people are going to get mad at us, because there's clearly a Cyclops here.
There is a Cyclops.
And I don't know what this is.
Well, but look, what's that? I mean, like, you know, like Ben
that's
said.
definitely not a troll. It's like a dinosaur or something.
Well, I mean, like anything's a troll because nothing is, because trolls aren't real. Like, anything could be a troll, you know? I feel bad for Pete Woods, who is the artist in this book, because you have to draw the worst DC event of 2007. And that's saying a lot, because there were at least 2 really bad events in 2007 from DC.
Right.
But, you know, it's not great. You know, things are proportional. But
Yeah, I mean, the art's not horrible.
yeah.
It's more like the things I think they were asked to draw are just
Right.
freaking stupid.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty straightforward, you know?
Yeah,
DC is the epicenter of the attack. The Justice League eventually all converge in DC to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman, in her own book, is freed from the Department of Metahuman Affairs. She teams up with Nemesis. They go on an adventure together, or at the very least a fact-finding adventure together. And ultimately, Wonder Woman finds herself face-to-face with her mother, Hippolyta. Also discovering for the first time that she's alive again.
Right.
She also knows that Cersei's involved, so she's like, oh, well then my mother's being mind-controlled. Okay.
Right.
I'm not going to be mad at her. She'll get mad at her later. But like at first she's not like, you know, all is lost or it's a zombie. You know, it's an imposter. Yeah. She's just like, okay, let's do this.
Right.
So the League just fights the Amazonians
Yeah.
for most of the book.
Oh.
You know, like Batman is the general of the army,
Right.
being a metahuman.
Because he's the
group.
smart one.
Because he's the smart one.
Right.
And Batman just
At any point, do they talk to Diana?
Yes, Diana does eventually team up with the Justice League because
Right.
she is technically a member and they've already dealt with it. Wonder Woman is kind of like on the outs with the team because Pfeiffer doesn't want to like read all that stuff because they definitely did bury the hatchet, but then like eventually she does show up and Batman's like, whose side are you on? And maybe that's like again another
because
meta
the
joke.
Amazons are attacking.
Well, yes, but also because maybe around the same time, literally a year ago, Civil War came out, and that was the tagline was "Whose side are you on?" So it could be like a
right.
joke, but it's not.
That's also a
because-
thing he wouldn't say, so
Right.
it doesn't really work.
Right. So Wonder Woman's like, "How dare you?" And then they look at each other, and then they're like, "Okay, well, yay." And then they work together.
Well, I guess
Right.
you're good.
Yeah.
Well,
But even then, it's
you're
like,
here, so I guess you're on my side.
Right.
I guess my fucking super intellect could have figured that
Yeah,
out
you
or
didn't
whatever.
kill me, so I guess we're good.
Yeah. Not that you could kill me.
Because I have a contingency.
As
for
soon as
everything.
you tried to do it, I would stop you.
Yeah. So the heroes are just fighting the Amazonians. And it's like Green Lantern can make a big hand and pick them all up and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, never mind the fact that Red Tornado could make a cyclone and pick up all the Amazonians and drop them in the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, any one major
It should
player.
take, like,
in
a minute.
It'd take a minute, but it doesn't. It's like really hard. And it takes
Well, they have
6 issues.
Cyclopses.
Yeah, oh my God.
Cyclopsy?
Yeah, Cyclopses. It's just,
Cyclops.
they got beasts of myth and legend. What else am I going to do?
That's going to be tough to fight
Hey, there's a
them.
Hydra there. You cut off one
Yeah.
head, 2 more grow.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
can't just...
And not the Hydra.
No.
It's a different company.
It's a monster. They could have just sent Medusa to fight the Justice League, and that would have been kind of fun.
Everyone's stoned.
No opportunities.
Well, they come up with this stupid line where it's like, Batman says, like, first, we don't attack them. First, we get people to safety.
Yes.
That's going to be hard. Never mind that, like, where it's a city.
Right.
There's millions of people.
Where are
the
they gonna
safest
go?
thing to do would be to
in
defeat
your
the
homes,
people that
yeah.
are trying to take over the city.
Exactly.
Then all the people in the city will be safe.
Right.
Try to individually save every
No,
single
we're
person.
gonna take every person and
That's
put
the
them in
least
like a-
efficient way to solve this problem. No, you should attack
Yeah,
immediately.
absolutely. But no.
and slaughter the Amazonians, and then everything will be fine.
Right, but I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that because that would end the book.
That's one of 10 ways we could have ended the book in like 2
Then I
pages.
wouldn't have an audience.
Yeah.
So, Donna Troy, sometimes a younger version of Diana, other times a sister of Diana, other times still just a person who went to Themyscira. Who cares? She's there. And she fights her way to Hippolyta. Hippolyta's like, well done, Donna Troy. What do you ask of your queen? And she's like, this is messed up. This is all messed up. You know what? We need Wonder Woman to like talk to you. And she said, well, go find Wonder Woman and I'll talk to her. She's like, okie dokie. So then Donna leaves, bumps into Red Hood, and then never shows back up again.
What?
Why? Why would you have that?
In Amazon's attack, she meets a shadowy figure, and the editor's note is, who is the shadowy figure? You gotta buy Countdown to find out.
Oh
First of all, eat my ass, because if you do buy that book, it is a 2-page moment, and it doesn't matter.
Oh, lame.
And then you go, you mean Countdown's happening concurrently with Amazon's attack? Like, real heavy shit is happening during Countdown, and also there is a full-scale war on mankind happening.
On one city.
Right.
Yeah, but it's the capital
But it's
of the
not,
US.
because it will also... It will
it's going to get bigger, I see.
It gets bigger, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
All right.
So Donna Troy shows up
That's
and then
amazing.
leaves.
And then leaves, and then just never goes back to her original plan?
No.
Well, the shadowy figure, whatever he has to say, it's probably going to waylay her for quite some time, right?
Oh,
No!
Oh.
Actually, it's super easy. Barely an inconvenience. It takes no time
Well,
whatsoever.
I guess she just forgot about it.
She just forgets about it. And then in the book, Pfeiffer has the audacity to go.
She's a teenager. She forgets things.
She's like, yeah, she's on the phone and then she just lost track of time. Literally, Pfeiffer has a point in the book where Hippolyta goes, and Donna Troy showed up. She said she was going to do something for me. She freaking didn't. I don't even know where the hell she is. I'm like, you put that in the book, asshole. What are you doing? And you know what that is?
Yeah, someone reminded me about it.
You know what that is? That's fucking editorial. That's fucking the deal. Hey, don't forget to remind people about Countdown. Put a Countdown moment in there.
Yep. Okay, I guess I'll use Donna Troy.
Yeah, somebody who's not in the book who
Yeah.
absolutely should be. Oh, that's a good oversight. Good point. Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
but,
ho, ho.
but I'm not going to like do anything with her. I'm just going to have her show up.
But she does show up, though. So you
Okay.
can't say Donna Troy's not in Amazon's attack.
Right.
It's not messed up and weird.
That's...
So then Wonder Woman and Superman and Batman team up, and then Superman's like, oh shit, I gotta go. Why does he have to go? Because Kansas is burning.
All of Kansas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The Amazonians have attacked Kansas, presumably. But no. I'm cutting to the chase here, but the Amazonians seemingly have attacked Kansas. The attack is not limited to just DC. It's out.
Right, it's spreading.
Spreading. California has been attacked.
Oh.
Kansas has been attacked. Superman, of course, immediately goes to Kansas. And I'm like, oh,
They were
man.
going to attack Gotham, but they said, fuck it, it's already ruined.
They do attack Gotham later, and Batman's like, gotta go! And then he does, shows up in a Catwoman book, and there's no way he would be able to be back in time from Catwoman to be in this book, but is, and goes, don't even ask.
Don't even ask. I don't have time to explain.
And it's because I can't.
Because it's
I
impossible.
literally can't. But I would love it if Superman is like, oh no, Kansas is burning, and the reason is because, like, Hippolyta is using information that she used, like the trust of her daughter. Nope. It's because in the art of war, you know, you attack the capital and you attack their food supply.
Oh, that's why they
That
attacked
is
Kansas.
so dumb.
So
You know we get food from other places than just Kansas,
yeah.
right?
And I love it because, like, Kansas is burning. Superman puts out the fires with super breath and everyone's saved. And I'm like, thanks for reminding everybody just how powerful Superman is.
Yeah,
and
right.
How quickly this
he
war
puts
will
out
be over.
a fire of the entire state of Kansas with one breath. It
Here's the
takes
thing.
him like a
I
second.
heard about it
Yep.
and then was immediately there and fixed it.
Yeah.
So don't worry, our food is safe.
Yeah, because there's no way the whole state could have burned.
No.
There's no way more than like maybe 30 acres could have burned before Superman would have flown there and
Nope.
put it out.
Nope.
Had they gone around with 1,000 Amazonians
Right.
and each set a fire
Yeah.
to maximize the amount of coverage,
Yeah. There's no way also with the Amazonians who did do it that any amount of surface area could have been burned. Like,
Yeah.
it's not quite 2, but it's still suspiciously low. and it's just because they wanted this moment in the book. So
the Kents are there.
the Kents are there for a second. Superman's like,
says
bye,
hi.
Ma, bye, Pa, see you later.
Yep.
Hey, did he call you Ma and Pa?
That's my boy. So the president is ushered onto Air Force One.
Right.
And there he will remain for most of the book. And the idea is that they're like, that's the only place that we can take you where the Amazonians won't follow, despite the fact that
Wrong! I've got a dragon!
again, it'd be dope if there were dragons. Instead, they fly Pegasi. But by the way, Pegasi are cool too. But
Can they fly as fast as a jetliner?
in this book, they can.
Okay.
But they don't until they need to.
Oh.
Because they keep.
Oh my God.
Because they do an Air Force One, the movie, refueling.
No!
What?
The plane needs to be refueled,
Yeah.
and so like they
Can't
don't
land.
They don't show.
I also
it.
can't go out of the country, apparently.
Yeah. No. So
Time of war, I have to stay here.
yeah. So
Why?
they keep the president on Air Force One. He just like is doing circles around the country or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's making these decisions about what to do from there.
Right.
And so he's like, because what he's seeing on the news is that like while the Amazons are attacking, there's like looting and rioting and stuff going on. So he's like,
So a normal day in DC.
naturally. Well, also in America, it's like it's starting, it's spreading. Like
Right.
the unrest, the
people are
civil
just-
unrest is
yeah.
spreading, and so he goes, well, I got to make some tough decisions. I'm going to declare the McCarran Act,
What?
and then it's like, what the fuck? And it's like,
Is this like a history lesson?
yes, it is. He's like, well, and his aide is like, what the fuck? And he's like, the McCarran Act is a little-known 1950s anti-communist act. Well, it's basically, it gives the president authorization to create internment camps.
Oh.
What?
And it's like, first of all, by the way,
How
yes,
will that help?
the McCarran Act does exist, and yes, technically it's on the books. He does it
Thankfully, no president does that.
No, but he does. Again, like Hippolyta's like, I'm sorry. Did you say we should attack mankind? Done. Send everything. They're like, Mr. President, things are getting out of control. We need the McCarran Act. Like this motherfucker looked this up before he became president.
Oh, yeah.
and was
He
like,
was waiting.
One
Yeah.
day I'm gonna get. This
I'm gonna put
shit."
someone in an internment camp.
Yeah.
Something's gonna come up that I'll be able to
I
use
don't
as
care
a
if it's
pretext.
gerbils, I'll do it.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
but who's he gonna put in internment camps?
women.
No.
All women.
Yes.
What?
Yep. Any militant women. Like women who make it a point to own the fact that they're women.
Wait a minute.
So they send like federal agents to women's shelters.
This book is against feminism.
Oh my god. Well, no, it's because it's
pro-feminism because it's making the president into a villain.
yeah, because that's clearly a bad guy thing
Who doesn't
to
get
do.
any comeuppance and just
Well.
gets to do what he wants.
Right.
But yes, so
Please tell me that the president was taken over by like
no
another duplicate.
No, he's just an asshole.
Just like, I gotta do something.
Yes, that's it.
But do they establish that like women are joining the Amazons?
No,
Because if they did,
that would be something.
then at least it would still be wrong,
Yeah.
but at least would make some
No,
logical
he's
sense.
doing it. He's justifying it by being like, the American people need to see strength, and they need to see that I'm making decisions.
All right, that is a supervillain thing.
Yes,
I,
right? It's like there's a whisper of an idea there,
Yeah.
but it also sucks.
yeah.
Hippolyta is met by another pair of fun characters. It's Wonder Girl and Supergirl. But not,
Okay.
like, we were met with the previous Wonder Girl, but this is Cassie Sandsmark, who
Oh, this is a different Wonder
new
Girl.
Wonder Girl. Not new, but like newer than Donna. But this is another Wonder Girl and Supergirl.
Right.
And they're like, what up? And she's like, what do you got for me? And in a tie-in, they explain that they are like, we're sick of you just making decisions and not talking things through. So like, what is it going to take for you to like sit down and because they're teenagers and they see things only in black and white. And so they're like, I mean, like, you adults, man, like what is it going to take for you to like mellow out? And so Hippolyta's like, I guess I would entertain the notion of peace talks with the president if he came here and met with me face to face. Now, maybe Hippolyta means that. Or maybe she's an asshole who wants to kill the president.
Right.
That sounds more like it.
It's probably more likely, but in any case, Wonder Girl and Supergirl are like, well then we're gonna...
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll convince the president.
Yes. So they...
I don't understand. Why don't they just punch her in the face?
These two are more powerful than Hippolyta. They would defeat her instantly. Supergirl could lobotomize her with heat vision.
if I'm being charitable, they might say, well, that won't do anything.
Right, 'cause they're still listening to
the
her,
next in
yeah.
command will just,
Yeah,
they'll
they'll
just
go
keep
to
it
Cersei.
checked.
There's no-
Cersei's like waiting for someone to assassinate Hippolyta.
Yes.
But Supergirl could be like, call off the attack, or I'll melt your face off.
Right, exactly,
Like,
exactly.
She could do that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, I think Hippolyta would listen to it.
Naturally, yeah. Well, she seems to respond to force. So I think so. Now, here's another thing that you need to know because it's not in this book. In the Wonder Woman comic, Cersei reveals that she took over or used Everyman to control the Department of Metahuman Affairs and integrate himself into the government infrastructure so that she would have access to a nuclear warhead that could be fired at Themyscira so she could get revenge on Themyscira. So the whole thing is just a revenge ploy so she can blow up Themyscira, right?
Okay.
So
Wouldn't you want to blow up Themyscira while the Themyscirians are there?
whatever. So it doesn't matter because she throws that plan out the window after it fails, because of course it does. So while that happens in that book, Wonder Woman and Hippolyta talk and battle, and Cersei reveals her evil plan, and then Hippolyta slays Cersei by stabbing her with a spear.
Oh,
And then Cersei goes, oh no, and disappears. So obviously Cersei didn't die.
right.
And she just made it an illusion. But for the next couple of issues, Cersei isn't in the book anymore. She opens Amazon's attack, and she's
Right.
clearly the antagonist.
Yeah.
And then she dies off panel in another book, and it's a ploy, and she disappears from this book until the penultimate chapter where she shows back up.
Right.
Hippolyta knew she was being used
She finds out she's being used, and she kills Cersei for her troubles.
and then doesn't stop the attack. She
No,
keeps going.
she's still on board.
Because I know I was being used, but I have free will and I want to do
In for a
this.
penny, in for a pound.
I
All I'm
must have
saying
had a
is,
good reason.
I already started the war.
Our opening salvo was we murdered a father and his son.
Yeah. There's no
I
coming
can't
back
walk
from
back
that.
from that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've killed probably thousands of people at this point.
Yeah.
'Cause it's either been a day or 6 hours. Either way, if you have thousands of warrior women who are armed to the teeth, who are just rolling through the state, they're going to be dead. You
Right.
burned Kansas.
Yeah, you can't tell me that they attacked Kansas and not one single person died.
Right. Nope, you can't.
No, a
Now, that
lot of
being
people
said,
died.
If Superman heard the fire, I can imagine him arriving fast enough. No. Somebody died.
Well, yeah,
Even
the
if it
whole
just-
state was on fire. Somehow it happened under his nose because
Yeah.
we saw the satellite image of the whole state on fire.
Yeah.
He had to go put it out.
Yep.
So a
whole
lot of people
state.
died. The
Yeah.
whole state.
So-
the whole state.
So Wonder Woman eventually refights Hippolyta, and they have another climactic battle where they ultimately end up with each other's daggers on their throats.
I was gonna say, shouldn't Wonder Woman just kill Hippolyta?
Yes.
It's her mom.
Yeah.
I get that that's,
Right? But
upsetting.
there's no moment where she's like, well, you
You
were
were
already
already
dead.
dead.
Like, you're a zombie, no.
you got brought back. Something's not right.
She does eventually come to that conclusion, or at the very least, she decides that she needs to make the ultimate sacrifice and kill her mom.
Did Hippolyta raise her from a pet cemetery?
Sometimes dead's better. And Wonder Woman's like, you're going to have to kill your own daughter to win.
Right.
Right? Is that how you want to play this? And then Superman shows up and he scoops up Wonder Woman and he just leaves. Superman scoops up Wonder Woman and then brings her back to the battlefield to talk strategy.
Yeah, doesn't take Hippolyta.
What?
And throw her on the moon.
That's
Or
what?
bring her to the fortress. No, they might as well. He might as well scooped her up, dropped her back off at the battle, and then go. Now, what are we gonna do about Hippolyta?
I'd like it if you just picked her up and moved her 2 feet to the left. Be like, there.
And then
now
goes,
you're not in immediate
"Whammo!"
danger.
And then knocks Hippolyta's fucking head off her shoulders. But no. So he condescendingly removes Wonder Woman from her
Yeah.
own event.
Okay, you clearly didn't have the situation in hand. I have to help.
I have to help. And by the way, if he does fuck up because he doesn't stop Hippolyta,
Right.
But that's not the message of this pro-feminism book.
Right.
It's about women and Wonder Woman and femininity and power.
Right.
But neither is this. So
Well, she does specify, I could tear myself free.
yes,
Superman.
right.
And he just tells her, don't. He reasons with her after he physically removes her
Yes, from the situation.
situation. She does specify,
That she
I am
could have
strong
freed herself.
enough to break
Yeah,
free.
thanks for clarifying.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you don't, and you really
you're not.
should,
Right.
because he's wrong, because this doesn't make any sense.
No. No, it doesn't. But by the way, I should also point out, of course, that like in the other book, Wonder Woman does ultimately go to Themyscira because in the tie-ins, the Amazonians have an ultimate weapon that only is referenced in this book by Batman on panel.
Is it the Purple Death Ray?
It is not. It's bees.
It's
What?
There are special killer bees that are only indigenous to Themyscira that are like magic or whatever. And they keep them in a box, and they were going to unleash the bees on man's world.
I am done.
Wait, no. Because we're only halfway through the
You told
book.
me the secret weapon was bees.
No. The secret weapon was alluded to being bees in a tie-in. The secret
Right.
weapon in this is not bees. They just reference bees.
I just mentioned. Don't forget about these bees.
Don't forget
that
about
we just
bees.
mentioned
So
or
Nemesis
invented.
gets stung by bees, and
Oh.
and you're like,
Does
oh
he turn
no.
into a bee?
No. The bees just have venom in them.
We gotta take Nemesis off the table. We gotta explain why Nemesis isn't.
Why Nemesis isn't even in this event?
Did we ever talk about Nemesis?
No.
Right, like who the fuck cares?
Well, because
in
he's a
one-
Wonder Woman
He's
character.
on one page in one of the earlier
Yeah.
books. But Nemesis is also like a love interest for Diana. Like he should be really integral to this whole story.
Right. Well, so we gotta take him off the table.
Yeah.
To explain why he's not with Diana.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So he's stung by bees, or really just one bee because they're big. And so they need
Oh,
like
wait,
this
wait. How big are they?
They're like pretty big. They're like the size of a cat.
Oh, so he was impaled by a bee.
He was run through by a bee. He was gored by a bee. And so
Yeah, these are monster bees.
they're Stygian killer bees.
Awesome.
They're Themyscirian bees.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's stabbed by bees, and they need.
make the most delicious honey. Though.
It's worth it. Like, why do we keep these bees around? Why do you keep them in a trunk?
They eat horses. 3 bees can devour a whole horde.
Yeah. They need Themyscirian medicine, but Wonder Woman can't get there because she can't leave, and she can't get to Themyscira because she's also banned because they forgot that she's not. And so she begs Athena, goddess, to teleport her to Themyscira to bring medicine. We gotta put this war on hold so I can go help my would-be boyfriend not die from a bee sting. So Athena does teleport her to Themyscira, where she goes, and she gets the medicine she needs, and also a nuke is launched, and she flies up into the sky, and she fights the nuke, and the nuke keeps like repairing itself.
What?
And she's like, what the fuck? And she curses Athena because she thinks the whole thing's like a test, like maybe it's like a futility exercise, and it is, and
Okay.
Athena's like, how dare you? And then the nuke thing doesn't happen anymore. It just like stops. Like once
Because she
once-
figured out it was a test.
Yeah,
So.
but like that was also Cersei's like ultimate plan.
Yeah, that was the
Oh.
nuke she was going to launch at Themyscira.
Yeah.
No,
but,
I
like,
changed my mind. It was actually a test by Athena.
Yes. So then that doesn't happen anymore, and then Wonder Woman has to go back to Earth. She brings the medicine that he needs. By the way, like if you're allergic to bees and you get stung by a bee,
Yeah, you need an EpiPen in like the next 2 minutes.
that's right. Now, if you were stabbed by like a Stygian killer bee from like a magical island,
I'm sorry, you're dead.
you're dead immediately. Like I would assume,
Well,
especially if
but
you're gored
Nemesis,
by one.
he's a superhero.
No, he's
so-
not. He's just a guy.
Oh, I thought he was a hero.
No. He's just a guy. I mean, he does have
He's like an agent.
Yeah, he's an agent who has technology that allows him to impersonate other people.
If you get stung
Like
by
every
a
man,
bee
but not every man.
whose
Okay.
stinger is this big, you've essentially just been stabbed,
You've been stabbed.
to death.
Yes, exactly. So like maybe
There's no antidote
Well,
that fixes
no,
that.
he's not allergic to this bee.
Right.
It's just
it's just a killer bee.
it's just a bee with
venom
venom,
in it.
and it's like you got bit by a cobra.
right, which would also kill you in a matter of.
Well, it would.
Yeah,
it
it's
would-
like if you got bit
it's
with a
pretty
cobra
bad.
that was on a dagger
Yes.
that also stabbed you.
Yeah. Well, there's multiple problems. Maybe you stabbed in the leg or something.
It's in his lower extremities, but like
okay.
he does like seemingly die, and the frustrating thing is in
Oh.
that tie-in, like they wanted the moment where Diana has personal stakes in this war, like there's a casualty, but they also had plans for Nemesis. So, or at the very least, they like Nemesis enough to not kill him.
Does
Right.
Superman just swoop in and save the day and
No.
suck the poison out?
No, he doesn't, which he also could probably do. But he would also probably suck out all of his blood. He'd be like, oh no, I pulled out your skeleton through that hole. But instead, they
Oh
just,
no, you're a juice box.
literally, they're like, oh no, he's gonna die. Like, because the whole thing is, you can't leave. Like, there's a big war going on. You can't go to Themyscira. Like, he's a casualty of war.
Right.
You know, it's just you can't. So then she prays and she teleports and she gets back after the nuke fight, and she gets there and like he just doesn't die. And they're just like, I don't know, he's just really strong. And so they give him the medicine. He goes to the hospital.
Oh no, it's mutating him.
Right. No, he doesn't become like a bee man or anything, but he does get better, and then he joins Wonder Woman later in the fight and then doesn't do anything of value. That all happens. And it's like only referenced in here where Batman says, "Bees, my god."
Wait, what?
Of course, you've got bigger problems right now. An Amazon attack, a deadly bee weapon, bees, my god. Now, I assume that's read like, bees, my god.
My
Yeah,
God.
that's how we're supposed to read it.
Right?
That's how I would read it.
Oh, gee, bees.
Bees, oh god.
Come on.
It should just be, bees, Christ. What the fuck? How many more issues is this?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, I'm
Oh,
halfway
God.
through.
The bee also had Jerry Seinfeld's voice.
Yeah.
It's bees? My God.
Oh, God. So anyway.
I'm sure it's like, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
Not
God.
the bees.
Not the bees!
They're in my eyes.
They're growing down my throat.
They're stinging that dangly part of my throat. What is it called? A uvula. They're stabbing my uvula. I'm allergic to bees. It's swelling up. So anyway, while Superman is condescending to Wonder Woman in the sky, Wonder Girl and Supergirl land on Air Force One, and they're like, "Hey, you better land this thing so we can bring the president to Hippolyta." And no one can understand them because they're outside of a goddamn airplane.
They're trying to yell from outside the airplane?
Yes.
Into the airplane?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Now, of course, the airplane has a military escort because Will Pfeiffer watched Air Force One.
Right.
And so they fire missiles at these two super people who are on Air Force One.
You just fired missiles at Air Force One.
Yes, you fired on Air Force One. Like that moment in Air Force One where he says, "The president just ordered me to fire on Air Force One."
Yeah, but this time no one ordered them to do it.
No, they just did it because, like, why not?
There's
Fuck
a-
it,
there's
it's
a
free-
bogey.
There's an enemy missile.
Free for all. So they fire on Air Force One. Wonder
Mr.
Girl,
President, you have a mosquito on you. Blah, 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 blah.
like they bust in,
Yeah.
and they just go like, "You better listen to us." And he's like, "Okay." So they land the plane. They are flanked by Amazonians.
They don't land the plane. Plane gets shut
Well,
down.
They
by...
bring it down. Like, they
They convinced them to land.
No, like spears and shit are fired into the engines.
Oh yeah, no. Well, the pilots
What?
are slaughtered by Amazonians.
Yeah.
But they do like it doesn't crash. It like
Right.
it gently crashes.
Yeah,
It's
crash. It
controlled.
glides.
You're telling me that when Wonder Woman, no,
Yes.
Wonder Girl,
Wonder Girl.
and
Wonder Girl.
Supergirl
Yes.
are convincing the president to go speak,
Yes.
Amazonians attack Air Force One and bring
On
it down.
Pegasi and fight and throw spears
Yes.
through the windshield.
And Wonder
of Air
Girl and Supergirl failed to save Air Force
everybody.
One.
At all. They only say the president.
Yeah.
This guy has a million lives, by the way. This guy says more lives than a cat, because let me tell you something. When they land, they are flanked by Amazonians, and they're going to die. Well, the president's going to die. Wonder Girl and Supergirl will be fine.
Right.
Then Superman shows up, and he's like, "That's enough." And then he gives a big rousing speech about like brotherhood and sisterhood and togetherness and stuff like that.
Right.
And then the military attaché that was tracking the president's movements arrives and just open slaughters every one of the Amazonians. Just shoots them all.
Right.
Don't worry, it doesn't have any bearing on the plot. It doesn't like exacerbate the situation. Superman's just
Which
like,
it should.
Superman's just like, "Oh, what the fuck? They just stopped." Like they literally dropped their
Right, they
their
were just
weapons.
standing there.
Yeah, and they're like, "Fuck off, Superman. Get over it. Moving on." And Superman's
Right.
like, "Fair enough.
Yeah.
I
Frank
guess I
Miller was
should."
right."
Well, I mean, they are like recklessly slaughtering civilians, so
Yeah.
like they're probably pretty pissed.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, and they're also like super strong and shit. So it's like you can't give them a chance to fight back.
Yes. So
I got the drop on them. I'm taking them down.
So then things get like a little complicated because there are more moving parts. Like they introduce a
Right.
character named Grace Choi, who is not like a super. She is a superhero, but she doesn't have a superhero name. She doesn't do anything, and they really want to push her because she's new. And
Okay.
she doesn't matter at all. She has no bearing on anything. It's totally irrelevant. But when they realize California and Kansas and other places outside of DC were attacked,
yeah.
they put together that it couldn't be the Themyscirians because the attacks were being used by technology. In fact, there was a
Oh.
nuclear reactor that had like a very complicated machine attached to it that malfunctioned. Just it fucked up.
Okay.
Like Star City, Green Arrow's home, is not coast citied because the assaulters are incompetent.
Wow.
Genius. But what they realize is that like the Themyscirians don't have access to the technology that was used to attack the other cities and areas outside
Right.
of DC.
So
They
it's
have boom
somebody
tubes.
else.
Which is not fucking true because they have boom tubes and they have like purple rays and shit.
Right.
But whatever, because
but
then,
not nuclear technology.
right. Or other technology because they don't use the nuclear technology. They have like a weapon that's going to blow up the nuclear reactor.
Oh, okay.
But what they do realize is that it is being facilitated by a splinter group of a splinter group from the Themyscirians called the Bana. So
Were they previously established?
they were previously.
okay.
Thank fucking God, because then it's like another hat trick for Will
Right.
Pfeiffer. But so the Amazonians, the Themyscirians existed, and then they splintered off into the Bana, who go to Egypt and worship the Egyptian gods instead.
Oh.
And then eventually they get folded back in, but like there's another more militant splinter group that like made weapons and sold them to mankind, and that's the group that is like, ooh, a crime of opportunity. Let's also fuck up man's world our own way using
like-
technology.
Bad Middle Easterns?
Yes, in 2007. The word terrorist is used a lot.
I am
Yes,
not
of
surprised
course.
by this.
They're terrorists.
The Bana, eventually, they team up with Hippolyta, and Hippolyta's like, hooray! Like, our old tribe is back! And the Bana and the Themyscirians are kind of like reunited, except that not really, because it's like a splinter of a splinter cell.
Right,
But, like, whatever. So, we got the Bana now, and the Bana are here.
Now the Bana are a problem.
And the Bana bump into Grace Choi, who's this character that we really want you to get into. And Grace
Right.
Choi, the big reveal for her is that she used to be a Bana, or she's an offspring of a Bana.
Oh.
Oh, who gives a fuck?
Offspring of a Bana, how?
Now I know that's where
because
she came
they
from.
they didn't like go to a mystical island that's only populated by women. They lived on man's world.
When they got down.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, some of them
They don't have the thing about
about like
not
about not
fucking.
procreating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are those the Bana right there?
These are the Bana. Yes.
in
them.
swimsuits.
That's
Yes.
right.
Is that their traditional outfit?
Naturally.
Yeah, that's their native garb.
Yeah. They're face painting and swimsuit bikinis.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. One of the Themyscirians who were slaughtered by the militaries, Pegasi, was mortally wounded but made its way back to DC so that Hippolyta could see, the savagery of man, whatever. She's just more
Oh
involved
yeah,
than
the
ever.
savagery
Yeah,
of
the
man.
savagery
I
of
know.
man. Look what they did to this Pegasus.
Poor horse.
There's like corpses all around there.
Meanwhile,
She's like Spawn. She's like sitting on a chair full of corpses. But so then a big dome appears that
Oh, God.
that grows over just the
No.
city of DC.
yeah, because this doesn't happen enough in DC events where a
just not a
section
big
is just
blue
cordoned
light.
off.
All right.
So the shield comes up around DC, and then Cersei reveals herself. She's like, "Yeah,
I'm back."
And the narrator's like, her name is Cersei, enemy of human and Amazon alike. She's supposed to be dead, but she's not. And it's like, fuck you.
I can see she's not. She's
Yeah.
right there.
Right, but like,
But what do you mean she was supposed to be dead? I didn't read that tie-in.
oh, well, you're
Whoops.
missing quite a bit. You're missing a whole thing on Themyscira and,
Yeah.
and Nemesis and
Oh,
stuff.
well, will you tell me which issue?
No. For your record, by the way, it is Wonder Woman number 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Cool.
By the way, you need to read Wonder Woman 1 through 6 to know who the fuck anyone in that book is. You can't just be like, okay, Wonder Woman 7. No! Trust me, you need to, but you don't want to because it sucks. You'll get to Wonder Woman 3 and you're gonna
I'm already buying a comic a week from these people.
Right. Yeah, I'm reading Countdown.
It's too much.
So Superman can't get through the bubble because it's magic.
Right.
And he runs into the Bana.
Does he drill from underneath?
No, he doesn't because they already established and they have
goes all the way.
they have reporters
It's inside the tunnel.
yeah,
it
no, it goes all the way through the core of the earth.
it goes all the
itself.
way down.
Deeper and deeper, way down.
Maybe it's
So
a
electricity's
sphere.
cut
It
off,
is a sphere.
water's cut off.
Nope, because it's magic, so they can still turn on their faucets and flush. So Superman can't get through. The Bana show up. They're like, "Fuck you, Superman!"
They should send someone who can stretch through the pipes.
Oh my God, yes! Plastic Man, elongated
Yeah.
man, the Atom.
Oh.
Who could just shrink down and go into one of those pipes? No. My assumption is that because it's magic, it goes through the pipes, but allows life-giving energy and fluids to go
It
through.
selectively allows the things that I
like
want to get
electricity
inside.
and water. Yeah.
All right.
So Superman can't get
Fine.
through it. The Bana show up. They've taken Grace. She's like, I'm a Bana, and then
What?
And then Superman shows up and he's like, okay, that's enough. Superman can easily take down the Bana, but doesn't. And then they effortlessly walk through the shield. Oh, they also reveal we don't care about Choi. We're just gonna kill her unless if you try to stop us.
Right.
If you use your super speed to stop us. So they just walk through the shield, and
Okay. So the shield selectively allows Amazonians and Bana through.
that's right.
Okay.
Now, we don't need to even question whether Wonder Woman can go through the shield because she teleports into DC from her previous adventure in Wonder Woman, and she literally appears and goes, "Doesn't anybody want to know where I've been?"
No.
Like,
God damn it. There's a lot of Grace Choi. Like,
yeah, she's here a lot, but for
hell
no reason.
is?
So, you know, so the Banna get through, and then they're like, "You suck. We don't even care about you." Stab. Thankfully, like
They stab her anyway?
they stab her with one of their fucking knives, and now she owes like $50,000 in medical bills.
So they're just horrible.
They're just assholes.
They didn't stab her with a bee, did they?
Maybe
Then
they
it's
should
the
have.
Mascarian medicine. No, they just stab her, but thankfully one of her abilities is you can heal. Also, they like missed any vital organs, so it doesn't matter. Cersei is like monologuing to herself about how great she is.
Right.
Wonder Woman and Batman meet, and Wonder Woman explains that in the tie-in, Cersei was behind everything, but then Hippolyta killed her. And Batman's like, "Where's her body?" And she's like, "Oh, it disappeared." And then there's like this beat, and then Batman's like, "I gotta go." Just literally, like, there's no way she's fucking dead, but he doesn't even bother to say it.
Yeah.
So Cersei's monologuing, and then Batman appears, and he speaks some magical verse, and then kicks Cersei in the face because apparently Batman can do magic because Zatanna taught him a special magic spell that will work on Cersei.
Yeah, he just says, "I'm gonna kick your butt backwards."
Right. Might as well. That'd be actually kind of fun. But instead, he uses a spell that negates her powers for an hour. So Cersei's control is no more, except that she never had any over the Amazonians to begin with. It was just over Hippolyta, and only kind of, because she didn't really do that. And I failed to mention the fact that, like, Wonder Woman has her lasso of truth, which she could use at any point and has 1,000 times before to break people out of hypnosis
And like
or
magical
mind control.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
she doesn't
doesn't.
use it on her mom.
No, never. No one even references it.
Whoa. Use it on my mom too far.
What's hilarious is they do draw it, though. Like, if it was...
Right, it's attached to her.
It's like it's in scenes where she has access to her. It's just there as like a red herring. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you might want to
guess I
use
won't
that.
do
Yeah,
that.
like her mom's just like looking at it like,
Like,
oh,
oh, Jesus. Is
she
she
gonna-
that
she gonna
stupid?
use it?
Beads of sweat.
I'm just gonna like not mention it. Maybe she forgot that she has it. Oh fuck.
And it's like, you could have just written it out. You could have had Cersei steal it while she slept, or
Yeah.
like have her not be worthy of it.
Or have her mom be like, don't even try to use your rope because I have anti-rope
Or
weapons.
she uses it, and it doesn't work because that's who Hippolyta is.
Oh. Well, we
That
don't.
was it. Use your
But then
lasso
we
of
would
truth
have
on
to
me.
establish that Hippolyta isn't mind controlled. Then,
But that would be the
then
reveal.
she's a monster.
No, but she is. And
Oh.
The better thing would be if, like, no, you can't use your lasso of truth on me because I'm your mom.
Right. Yeah.
It's a whole lesson about parenting.
Right. Yeah. About toxic, entitled parents. But
Wait, is the reveal at the end that she is evil?
no, there's no reveal.
Oh.
There is a reveal, but it's not about this.
Right.
So now that Cersei is out of commission, don't worry, she gets
For an
back into
hour.
commission for an
Yeah,
hour,
just an
and then
hour.
Batman like punches her in the face. The shield gets down.
Oh.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
Ganara tab. Battering
Batarang
backwards.
backwards. Quang. That'd be amazing. Again, better than this. But the shield goes down. They're like, the shield is down. Commence attack on the main reactor.
Yeah.
There is a line in here where someone says, like, this is Rogue 2. Like, someone says,
Oh.
cut the chatter, Red 5, or something like that.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like, no, you can't use that.
Yeah, it's a little fun
it,
little reference.
It's the people who get killed in the planes.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the.
Yeah, they're like, cut the
they're
chatter, Red
agents.
2. I'm like,
Yeah. I want to get my little Star Wars reference in there.
yeah, great. That belongs in here. So the
It's an
shield.
homage.
Yeah, that's right. The cavalry arrives, Superman and the Justice League, like every power player,
Right.
and Batman, of course, like he punches Cersei, he incapacitates her from magic for an hour, and then promptly fucks off. When Batman defeats a mugger or anyone, he bat cuffs them
Right.
or ties them up with fucking rope.
And drops
Right.
him off to the cops.
Just leaves her there.
Maybe he's like, well, she would just say a spell that would undo any rope I could put
Right,
on
but
her.
like, what if she wakes up like she immediately does,
Yeah.
and then reveals to the reader that this is all part of her machinations? And I'm like,
Right.
no, it isn't.
But no, I've
Fine.
defeated her.
Yeah, she's defeated. I punched her.
There.
Do you think that Batman doesn't think that she's the one behind everything?
Right. Well, she
he's
reveals
just like-
she is.
So that just doesn't make any sense.
It
then.
just doesn't
He would
make any
just walk
sense.
away.
Yeah.
You just call Superman. Hey, Superman, go pick her up and bring her to, you know.
Just put her on Mars. Just
Yeah,
leave her there.
right.
Like it'll take you probably like 25 minutes to fly up there. You know.
Yeah.
So you know the magic will wear back. Whatever. So.
Or just punch her into unconsciousness.
Yeah, just
you know,
just keep
I got
punching
her for an hour, but you could not lay her out for like a day or more.
I just thought of another way Superman could have defeated everybody. He could have just shown up with a Phantom Zone ray, just sent them all to the Phantom Zone. Like,
Yeah.
he could have done. Green Lantern could have beaten them just by making a big cage around all of them and putting them on the moon. Like, I don't. So Cersei is out of commission, but she's still awake and like laughing, like she has anything to be happy about.
Right.
Hippolyta.
They'll see.
Yeah, Hippolyta is like, where is my daughter? Where is she? Hippolyta has interacted with Wonder Woman no fewer than 2 or 3 times in this book.
Right.
And each time she sees her, she's never happy to see her, nor is she demanding to see her.
Right.
Except in the beginning, where she was like, my daughter has been kidnapped by man and forced to reveal secrets about a death ray that doesn't come into play in this story at all. And then when Wonder Woman is revealed to be free, doesn't even factor in.
Like, yeah, she doesn't respond to the fact that she's free.
Yeah.
Keeps saying, where is she? Like she doesn't know that she's free.
Yes.
But she literally spoke to her.
Right.
No,
Right.
but man
Right.
took her back. That was what Superman did.
Yeah. Like, it's like she's like broken, like she's like mentally damaged. And
Right.
She's like, no, they have my daughter. I gotta get my daughter
that'd be
back.
something,
You
but
just
it's-
saw your daughter. She was just here.
But it's not. It'd be great if it was one of those things where she's constantly reminded, like she thinks that she's in bondage somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's just, she can't
Yeah,
listen to
it's
reason.
Cersei's
'Cause she
spell
can't
or something.
remember.
Yeah, she's just
things.
caught. Like she's reliving the same 2 minutes. She's like, let's attack! Like that's why she's as gung ho, like 6 to 12 days into the war as she was in the first 6 to 12 minutes.
Right. Even after she finds out that Cersei was behind everything, she's
Go
like, no,
do
still.
it! And they're like, what? Okay, Jesus
I
Christ.
guess we'll follow you.
Yeah,
Jesus.
we're you're at an 11 at all times. That'd be kind of cool. Now I like that. Not in this.
But it's not here.
So Wonder Woman faces Cersei,
Oh.
and Cersei's like, ha-ha!
What?
Like,
So, Batman wouldn't kill me. Will you kill me?
right.
Let's see what happens.
Right. And Wonder Woman's like, no. And she like hits her in the clavicle with the butt of her sword.
Oh.
And then she's like, maybe I will kill you. And then Hippolyta finds her, and she's like, aha! Let us fight. So they fight.
Okay.
Hippolyta and Wonder Woman fight.
Finally.
And then Wonder Woman
Why? You found your daughter.
I know, why did
She
you...
was
Now we
she was
must
captured.
fight.
Now
Now
she's
let's fight.
free.
This is the fight scene. The other one.
It's the fight scene you've been waiting for the whole series.
I saw it 3 times. So they fight, and then Wonder Woman like allows Hippolyta to get the upper hand, and Hippolyta's got the sword against her. She's like, "Now what do you do, Mother? Cersei's got no magic. What will you do now? Like Cersei has no control. Whatever decision you make now is yours to make."
Right.
And then Hippolyta drops her sword. She's like, "Oh, what have I done?" And then Cersei's like, "Ah, it's been an hour. My magic's
At
back."
last, after an hour, I'm free.
So she's like, "This
All right, Rita Repulsa. Jesus.
So she goes, this is it. All of this, everything I did from every failed plan up until now
Right.
has been a move to piss off / say fuck you to the gods who spurned me and let my daughter die. Although I'm adding the daughter part. She doesn't refer to it, but she did earlier in the book. So maybe
Right.
Pfeiffer wanted to do that, but forgot to put it in here because, like, you know, he's just writing the story. Why should he be responsible for what happens in it? So Cersei's just like, and the whole thing is just bullshit. It's about gods and stuff. Fuck gods.
What? Why would they? What?
Why would they care? What?
Specifically, how does it fuck them?
This doesn't matter.
Because, like, look at how,
US,
like,
who gives a shit?
Well, like, look at how, damn, biting social commentary from Ben. You know, look at how, like, the Amazonians have, like, you know, spilled American or human male blood, and
right.
you know, look at how, like,
They went-
mankind slaughtered the Themyscirians themselves too, and how, like,
Are they not supposed to? Are the gods?
well, it's just more
really
like, you
upset
know,
about that?
they would, maybe they would be, even though, like, they're gods, like, they'd be petty and
Yeah, that shit happened all the time in the.
they're rapists. What are you talking about?
They're probably clapping and cheering and putting bets on.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
should be loving this. You're
Yeah.
welcome, Cersei. You're one of us now.
Or they're just like, oh, yeah, they're fighting down there again.
Well, here's the best part, is that, like, she reveals that that's her whole plan, and then Athena shows up, and she's like, okay, that's enough of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Sorry, I had to get off the can.
Well, remember, she shows up earlier to,
right,
like,
she was
teleport
there.
Wonder Woman and stuff, so yeah, that takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
So she's like, haha, and then Cersei's like, oh, great, it's Athena. Oh, look, everybody bow down before Athena. What a bitch. Athena this, Athena that. Well, look at what I did. And Athena's like, fuck you. And then like just rips her apart with magic. And I'm like, why?
What?
You could have done that this whole time?
And like, why did Cersei think that wasn't gonna happen? Because like, and maybe that's part of her plan, but like, it doesn't look like it. She looks pretty surprised in the book.
Yeah, no,
She even pleads for her life.
Why would she spare your life? You just said fuck you.
Yeah, you
and
spat
kill a whole
in her
bunch of
face.
people.
I don't know. So Cersei's off the table.
Go on, here's this gun. I dare you to pull the trigger.
Okay,
I dare you.
bam.
Oh no, why would you do that?
How could you have killed me? So then Wonder Woman's
Why
like,
would you do such a thing?
Wonder Woman's like, that's, you know what? Cersei has a point. Like, you let all this happen and you play games with me and this bullshit. And Athena's like, shut the fuck up, Wonder Woman. You know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Athena should be like, everyone shut up right now.
Yeah. And then she just goes, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, I'm out. She just
teleports all the Amazons back to Themyscira. There, it's over. Stay there.
She does more than that. She admonishes everybody. She's like, you know, the Amazonians, like, how come you didn't question your leader? Like, the people who were legitimately questioning Hippolyta the whole time didn't do anything about it at any point.
Right.
And like, they happened at least 3 chapters.
Is Athena also judging mankind?
Oh yeah, no, they point to, and then they're like, you.
Right.
Like, but
right.
but
you
One at
all
a time.
suck.
They
Well,
all
like,
get their turn.
They're like, you. Well, I'll get to you, but like, but the Amazonians, like, you should have known better. Like
Right.
you.
Yes.
You shall be punished because you should have known better. I hold you to a higher standard.
Well, also they were the aggressors.
Right. Well, you're the aggressors, and also like, I'm your god. Like, it's not like you know.
You're making me look bad.
You're making me look at
These
well, like,
people in the U.S. They don't even know
I exist.
Yeah.
Like their education sucks. Like they have no idea about the Pantheon. Like the reality is, like, you know, I'm here. So you
Right.
know that
You
you're
know
going to
I'm
be
real.
judged.
Right.
Like you don't even have ignorance on your side. So she just they're gone. Oh, also she raises Themyscira up out of like they okay, it's an island, so it's not like it's up anywhere. She just raises it so that it's visible to mankind. Like the veil has been lifted,
Right.
and Themyscira has access, and it's emptied. And all the Amazonians disappear.
So they get
She
taken
just
somewhere.
teleports them away?
Yeah, they're gone. We'll talk about them in a minute. But
right.
like, they're gone. So then Wonder Woman, the superheroes, and Man are left, and she's like, okay, now, Man, you guys suck, and you know, you're warmongers yourselves. You have these weapons of mass destruction, and blah blah blah. You know, just like whatever morality lesson you want to talk about.
There's nothing specific that you did wrong in this particular situation, but
Yeah.
just in
Other than
general, I hate
slaughtering
you.
all the Amazons when they'd given up.
Well,
Right.
yeah, that happened that one time.
Yeah. Like, yes, my Amazonian sister's hands are dirty, but like yours aren't clean either. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like some of you,
Maybe if you were better people, they wouldn't have attacked you.
or maybe you could have found a better solution. She even
Right.
gives Batman a hard time. She's like, you were thinking. She speaks generally, but we cut to Batman, so I
Yeah.
assume she's talking directly at him.
Yeah.
But she's like, you know, her homily is directed directly at him, and she's like, listen, like some of you were so worried about how to fight a war that you didn't think about whether you should be fighting a war. And some of you, I'm thinking about 2 blondes who were kind of like teenagers, were making hasty, rash decisions and didn't think about the consequences of your act. Like everybody here is just a piece of shit.
And
Not your point
Superman,
fingers.
you just
You just
were
scoop
completely
people up and then
ineffectual.
yeah, like some of you have untold power who could rival me and didn't use it to any degree of success or effectiveness.
Just put out a fire somewhere.
Yeah. So then
Lame.
Wow.
she leaves and she goes back to Olympus where she like looks into her looking pool and she reveals to the reader that all the Amazonians are put into the bodies of women on Man's world, stripped of their memories of being Amazonians in the first place.
Oh.
And only Hippolyta remains, and she's queen of nothing. She gets to sit on an empty rock full of relics of her society, while her Amazonian sisters all have sex with men and ride bicycles and have to work, you know, at jobs.
Go to their shitty 9-to-5s.
Right,
and
walk dogs and crap.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
sip
Now, I
their
don't know what the
pumpkin
fuck-
spice lattes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wear their Ugg boots or whatever it is in 2007. But wear their juicy pants.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what they don't do? She doesn't explain what happens to any of the trolls or wizards or fairy kings.
Oh no, they were slaughtered.
And you trolls and cyclopses, boom.
Oh, you just do what you're told, don't you? Oh, I was just following
Skeletons.
orders. Well,
Now you're action figures.
I assume she just teleported them back into like the forest or whatever. On
Yeah,
Themyscira,
wherever they came
wherever
from.
they came from.
Yeah, from whence they came.
Yeah.
You know. But
I mean, there was a Hydra. It lives somewhere.
yeah,
Just
sure.
put it
it's come
back.
yeah. And,
Yeah,
and
now it goes back to the Bermuda Triangle.
but I will resurrect all the Pegasi who were slaughtered because they're pretty and I like them and I want to brush their manes and ride their strong, noble backs. So that happens, and then she's like, poor Hippolyta. Poor, stupid Hippolyta. And you're like, okay, what are you doing? And then it like pulls back, and all the other gods, save Athena, are strung up and in chains.
What?
And they're like, Athena, you couldn't possibly be you. Why did you do this? How could this be? What are your plans for us? And so...
Well, they're gods!
Yeah, but someone defeated all the gods and strung them up and impersonated Athena, and I guess also, like, facilitated everything.
Oh my god, it was Everyman.
Right, it's Everyman. Aha! You don't know who I am, but you will.
Right.
No.
Maybe. Well, this explains why she didn't intercede sooner.
Right. Right, because
She's
it
a
was all part of
god,
the plan.
though.
No,
it's not her, it's
it wasn't
somebody
her.
else.
It's Granny Goodness. Granny Goodness from Apocalypse impersonated Athena because she is playing a crucial role in Countdown right now. And so we need to explain like why the gods don't get involved in Countdown and stuff. So
Oh my
actually,
God.
could you make your entire Wonder Woman event a tie-in for Countdown?
Oh my god. That's fucking amazing.
No, that's garbage.
It's the worst thing I've ever heard of in terms of comic book. We just did Bloodlines, and
How
Yeah.
does she? How do you impersonate a god?
right, and like,
Which is Granny Goodness. That's one of her
and
powers.
did Granny Goodness like make the Amazonian? Like, did Athena do that, and then Granny Goodness like blackjacked her, and then fucking like put on her clothes later? Like, the implication is that Granny Goodness has been Athena the whole time.
Why
Well, not
would-
like the whole time, like since like myth and legend. But
Why
you
would
know.
Granny Goodness put the Amazonians in human lives?
Right.
Wouldn't she just kill them?
Right.
She had the power to
It would be
do
hilarious if she said that she did that, and
Yeah.
then they're all just dead.
And they're all
She
just dead.
killed all the
Yeah,
Amazons.
because she's Granny Goodness. She doesn't care about.
Yeah, but
she's
she's monologuing.
Actually, it'd be great if she took all the Amazonians and brought them to Apocalypse and made them into her Furies. And then
yeah.
instead of having like 6 cool, fun Jack Kirby distinct characters, she has a fucking army of crazy, distinct Jack Kirby-esque characters. That's better than this too. But still,
Yeah.
the whole thing is a tie-in to Countdown.
That's so.
Because
So
I'm
who
assuming
cares about the gods?
stupid.
Right. Well,
Well-
now they're not going to get involved in Countdown because Countdown's leading up to
They
Final
weren't going
Crisis.
to anyway.
Well, because
Yeah, you wouldn't have even asked that fucking question.
well, because like the new gods are involved in Final Crisis. And so, you know,
Hey,
So, like,
how
what about
come-
the old gods?
right. I don't know.
How come when Central City was being blown up, the gods didn't interfere?
Well, because nobody worshipped.
Where was
him.
Hermes?
Well, because Hermes wasn't worshipped by Hal Jordan. If he was, maybe he would have done something.
Yeah.
So,
Pick the wrong god.
yeah.
That should have gone with the. Oh, I'm sorry. The ancient Greeks were the correct religion.
Ah, damn it.
Enjoy
yeah.
Hades.
Wait, what about the Banners?
Oh, yeah.
Is it wrong for them too?
No.
They're gods?
Oh, they're right also.
The ironic thing is that they're not gods, they're aliens. They have to go visit them through a special circular portal.
That is
Yeah.
ironic.
So they're kind of right.
Yeah, but like,
They're more right than you, but,
Certainly more right than
but less
you.
right than the
Yeah, you
than
have
the
no
Greeks.
Than us.
basis for your faith.
Yeah,
They at least have something.
Right.
Yeah.
They're aliens, but
Yeah,
something.
but they're
least it's-
super powerful.
at least it's rad. So, you can admit that.
At least they could see them.
Yeah, but by the way, the explanation for why Hippolyta is acting like an asshole is because Circe uses a portion of her soul to resurrect Hippolyta. So like some part of Circe imprinted onto Hippolyta or copy.
Damn you. Damn you.
It's true. It happens.
Do they reveal that here or
they
later?
say
So
it?
it's in here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why Wonder Woman didn't use the lasso of truth on her, because then it would have come out probably
Right.
at that point.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
Yeah,
that
then would have
that
solved
would
the
have
whole
ended
thing.
the book.
Oh my god, I'm free!
Oh, all we need to do is defeat Circe, who we think we defeated already in a book that wasn't in this. God damn it.
So Circe was somehow controlled by Granny Goodness
Sure.
to do this?
I think that it was all Circe's plan, but like Granny Goodness is like, you don't factor into my plans. Fuck off.
Is there something said where Circe is like,
No.
but Athena, you told me that we were gonna, and then
No.
she's like, blah,
No.
I'm killing you.
No, she
Because that would make sense.
I know,
That
but-
would also explain why Circe is like so shocked that she's gets killed by
No, she's
Athena
just
at the
a
end.
jerk and then dies. She's like, oh, Athena's here, fuck you. Oh, I don't understand what's happening to me. Consequences, why?
See, that's the thing, that Granny
So
Goodness
weird.
has no stake in this.
No.
No,
Like,
it's
at what
just,
point is she
No.
supposed to be like, I'm Athena? Was she Athena when she was testing Wonder Woman?
Yes. But like, why?
Yeah, why
To what
though?
end?
so that someone reading the story would think that I really am Athena.
Yeah. Because it
So
would
that
be
it has a
Athena.
twist ending.
Yes.
So that if the side quest I'm on for Countdown
Yeah.
was its own thing, someone reading that thing
Yeah.
would be surprised at the end.
Exactly.
That's why.
Exactly. Like, let's say that you're like a loyal DC fan and you're like reading these simultaneously.
Right.
You know? You're gonna be reading this and being like,
Oh, shit!
whoa, but I was just reading Countdown. That's great. It's all
Yeah.
connected. DC, you geniuses. Dan DiDio deserves a raise.
Mind fuck. Oh my god, they so got me.
They got me.
They
No.
did.
Yeah, they got me.
Yeah, they got $12 out of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. And by the way, like this book sold really bad. Like
I would think.
So a Wonder Woman event sells poorly.
Right.
Just in general. I'm sorry. It's just the nature of the economics of the situation. I'm sure if it had like good marketing, like listen, this does. It's a catchy title. It's such a catchy title that they used it again in Rebirth. And when I was calling all the comic book stores trying to get a trade of this, one comic book store was like, "We've got that." And I was like, "Okay, you're 45 minutes away. Can you confirm what the cover looks like?" And they're like, "There's feathers on it." And I'm like, "There are no feathers on that cover. Are you? So it's called Amazon's Attack?" And she's like, "Oh, no. This one's called Amazon's Attacked." And I'm like, "Oh, get the fuck out of here. This book is so maligned. Like, there
Click!
are... Yeah, I was very polite to them.
That's so
They're a
funny.
great comic book store. Little Shop of Comics, check them out. They have a copy of Amazon's Attacked. Okay.
They don't have this.
No, they don't. And no one does. And the reason for that is because this book sold so poorly. Like, the sales were just like, "Pew!" Like,
Well, yeah, because it's nonsensical
Yes!
and stupid,
Yes!
in addition to like already being a Wonder Woman event. So like,
tie-ins for Catwoman sold bad. Like, Catwoman sales, like this event hurt other books. Like, Wonder Woman sales were steady until this event happened, and
Right.
then Wonder Woman sales dipped, and Catwoman sales dipped, and when Catwoman was out of Amazon's Attack, the sales went back up. Which is why I talked about the metrics, like the
Yeah.
economics of these books, because like that's why you can't get this in trade.
Right.
They're like, it's not worth the paper it's printed on. It's not worth it for kitsch or camp. We'll sooner print Bloodlines than we will Amazon's Attack again.
and we
they
ain't
did.
never printing bloodlines.
And that's like why Amazon's Attack, the trade and the hardcover, have no tie-ins in them, because it's cheaper to print fewer pages.
Yeah.
It's cheaper to just have someone write a script for Comic Storian on a page and just write that and put that in there.
Yeah, because the reality is, anyone who knows what this is would never get the
never
trade.
buy this.
The trade is just like,
It's just for dupes.
hey,
Whoa, that looks cool.
So like, we don't even need to put. We could just put like 3 books in it. We just do issues 1 to 3. Like we could just do anything.
no,
You
no.
wouldn't care.
I guess people would feel ripped off if it didn't literally have the exact named books that are in the event.
Right.
But those people don't even fucking know about the tie-in, so I'm not putting those in.
The reason we're doing it is for thievery. It's not
Yeah.
for selling
No.
a story because we know we can't.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, we tried selling the story. It didn't work.
Yeah.
I didn't believe people when they told me how bad this was. I legitimately
Like,
was like,
oh, okay, it can't be like that.
right, because like
though.
War of the Gods is another one of those Wonder Woman events where I was like, this has got to be kind of fun. Also has parallels. It's an epic Wonder Woman story that is happening during other more important and impactful DC things, done by creators who have experience. Will Pfeiffer wrote Aquaman Sub Diego.
Oh no.
So you know, dude's got some pretty solid hits under his belt. I don't know how he led us astray. But
Yeah,
this also
Jesus.
reeks of editorial mandate. Like, I feel bad on some part. Like, everyone is an idiot
No,
asshole. And
don't feel bad
here's the
about
thing.
this.
I at some point or another, it must be that Pfeiffer's trying to tell his story, and DiDio just keeps coming in his office and being like, oh yeah, and this, and oh yeah, and this, oh, and change the ending. And he went, everyone's an idiot asshole, fuck this book. Like, and just deliberately torpedoed the book.
Yeah.
Fine, I'm still making a paycheck.
Right, you know what? I'm gonna make a paycheck at your expense. It's not gonna be enough for me to write this book that like I don't even want to write, that isn't even mine anymore.
Right.
I'm also gonna make it intentionally bad.
Well, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well, like,
exactly what you asked
Except
for.
what you do instead, because like they don't learn that lesson. What they learn is Will Pfeiffer can't sell comic books,
Well,
and
that's the
he's
thing.
like cancer for our sales line. So
Yeah.
like you just won't get any more books after that.
I can only imagine that he was just like, I can't.
Right.
Like it's like the things that I have to do there's no way to make them make sense. You're asking me to like stitch it together into something that makes sense, but that's literally impossible.
Yeah.
So like,
But it doesn't make sense.
if I can't make it make sense, I'm not gonna like make the dialogue good either. Like there's no reason to put anything into it because like the entire story will be garbage.
Right.
You know what?
So like,
why don't you fix what you want to put in the tie-in?
Exactly. And then, but the tie-ins are written by someone else who's just doing their Wonder Woman book.
yeah. Do you think there's logic behind why the DC logo is red on issue 5 that features Grace Choi?
No.
But it's black on
There's
all the
no
others?
logic.
Well, because Grace's top is red.
Right.
And
Just
her hair is
really
red.
selling Grace Choi on this one. I don't know. I honestly think it's just because DC and Marvel is guilty of this to some extent, but DC really fucks this up where when they have their trades, the spines match, but then like for one trade it just doesn't. So when you look at your shelf, it's like the DC logo is like and you're like, why did you do for volume 4? So like it's actually kind of emblematic of DC and what they're doing at this point. For them
we gotta fuck one of them up.
yeah, make one fucking
Make
wrong.
one a different color.
What?
Keep them on their toes.
Yeah. Don't let him get too comfortable. This is DC.
You never know what's gonna happen. Sometimes our logo will randomly be a different color.
Oh.
Yeah, someone will be like, I have all the original copies. One of those copies is supposed to be a red logo.
Oh no. Now my Amazon's attacks will be worth even less than they were worth before.
It's a way to detect counterfeits.
Yeah.
You know, if
My retirement.
Yeah.
if you've got all 6 issues of Amazon Attack and you don't got one red DC logo, you've been scammed, my friend.
I assume your retirement is you're going to be sleeping in the gutter and using these for some kind of warmth or blanket because they are not worth anything else.
Nope.
I mean, I guess they are because DC is so ashamed of it that they won't make it available anymore. So like maybe retroactively it will become valuable.
It'll eventually.
You can't make something worth something through that.
Are you talking? This is the comic book industry, my friend. You
Hopes
know,
and dreams are built here.
All
Yeah,
we have
you-
to do is cause it to
crumbled.
become extremely rare,
yeah.
and then it will.
or just speculate on it, or just put it out in 1995. So Amazon's attacked, but not that
Not
time.
attacked.
No.
They
That's just what
attacked.
happened.
Yeah, they did attack. The book's called Attack. We'll see you next week with another episode. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
Ben.
I almost said I'm sorry instead of Sal. Oh my god.
You should be.
How I mean I am. There's nothing more. Yeah, I think this is the worst one.
This is pretty bad.
It's just like
bad book.
it's just all over the place.
Stupid.